Hello, everyone. You are listening to The Corner on Hawkstream.org. I am your DJ, Brian, and we are going to be and today we are having a Real Teal episode. We're going to be talking about this amazing festival that is going to be this Friday at 7:30. And to help me do that and just to make everything a little bit more interesting and fun, I have two guests today, Liz
Hey.
and Caleb.
Hey everybody.
So, like always, because thank God this week there actually was fun stuff happening, we're going to start with the casting corner. The Grammys. I couldn't watch the Grammys last night because I had to watch the two movies for today's show. Did either of you watch the Grammys?
I didn't.
Neither did I.
Okay. Well, that's all right, because we're film people. We don't really care about the Grammys. Kidding, that's rude. We like the Grammys. So I guess they're thinking of doing a live-action Zelda series on Netflix. It's something that's, in the works. It's probably just to put up some hype, see if people actually want a Zelda series on Netflix. What do you guys think about it?
I did see some news about that. Now I'm always worried a bit about live-action video game adaptations.
Yeah. They seem to be wanting to do that a lot recently, like they're going to do an Assassin's Creed movie. And I feel like maybe you should wait until, you do something like, Assassin's Creed and see how it works before you do stuff like Zelda and other stuff. I just feel like you gotta be careful. I mean, if there's something that someone else did and it works, then maybe, go try it. But it seems like they're now kind of popping out of the woodworks.
Yeah, now that said, if they do follow through on that, I feel like putting it on Netflix is probably the ideal way for them to go.
Yeah.
Take it straight to the consumers who enjoy it.
I mean, no one really wants to go to the theaters anymore. I mean, everything's, way too pricey. People are loud, have babies crying. Too much. So I guess we can move on from that. Ironmonger from Iron Man 1 was actually supposed to live in the original script, but they decided, they wanted to kill him off. I don't know why. I don't know why you keep him. I mean, kind of the natural progression of having like a different villain every movie works. I mean, we know if you keep someone around for too long, or you try to do too many villains, it gets all mission and mangled. So it's weird, but I mean, hey, it's interesting. I mean, it's a first script. There are some pretty interesting things that happened in like the first script. Even like Big Hero 6, I was looking it up.
Mm-hmm.
The original script was supposed to be like a lot darker and a lot more sad. And I was like, thank God they changed that up. I don't think I'd be able to do that movie if it was even darker and sadder. I don't know if you guys watch Arrow on the CW, but they're adding a new Suicide Squad member for when they show up on the show again, which is Cupid, and also Brendan Routh's character, who plays the Atom on the show. He's getting the Atom suit photo was released, and that looks pretty badass.
Now, is this going to connect with the Suicide Squad movie that they have in the works?
No. Well, Marvel likes to have everything combined and awesome and stuff.
Yeah.
DC's just like, yeah, we're not going to do that yet. We know it works, but we're not going to do it anyway. So, nothing to do with the Suicide Squad movie, which I'm kind of upset because I was really, really super excited for the idea of having the Suicide Squad cast from Arrow be in the movie. Or like Ezra Miller is the Flash in the movies. I wanted Grant Gustin. I liked him in his first season of Flash. He did a good job.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, the season isn't even over; it's still going, and just every turn, it's crazy. Although even with the TV show, they made some mistakes. Like they have two Linda Parks. They have one who does sports on the Flash, and is a love interest for Barry, and then also a news reporter that has been that does all sorts of news in both the Arrow and Flashverse, which are kind of the same thing.
Yeah.
The Sony movie CEO steps down after the Sony hack.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, let's face it, someone's gonna have to step down after that whole big mess. This one I think is kind of crazy, and I kind of want to hear what you guys have to hear about it. A guy in, I believe it was Venezuela, surgically alters his face to look more like the Red Skull from Captain America.
I did see that. I don't know how to feel about that.
I mean, I completely understand if you want to be like a celebrity, or even you want to be like one of the superheroes who's, humanoid, who looks more like human, and you can actually get, a job. You come in looking like this person. Like
Yeah.
there are people who want to surgically alter themselves to be like, you know, Kim Kardashian or Justin Bieber.
Mhm.
That makes sense. I mean, it makes more sense than this. I just thought it was odd. Out of all the people, you choose a big red guy.
Yeah.
I mean, the amount of money that he's putting into this must be crazy.
It's pretty bizarre. I saw that like he has like implantations in his head and everything.
Yeah.
Like that.
Mhm.
It's
Weird. The Daredevil trailer was released last week, and that's going to be another Netflix show that's in the works for Marvel. I think, you know, they're doing a pretty good job. I like the trailer. Obviously, they're not going to go with the Daredevil suit, you know, right out of the woodwork, but I kind of like the idea of, you know, kind of Daredevil before, you know, this is Daredevil with a big giant red suit and everything.
so long as it's better than the movie.
Yeah.
The Titans lineup was also released last week for the Titans TV show on Fox, I think. They pretty much have everyone from, you know, the Teen Titans TV show except for Beast Boy and Cyborg, and they're adding 2 new people. I haven't heard of them, but I guess they're supposed to be love interest or something. It's like Dove and someone else. I don't know, I'm not a comic book fan. And then I guess according to news, 50 Shades of Grey is going to be 20 minutes of sex scenes.
Ugh.
So the entire runtime, it's 20 minutes. I think that's kind of crazy.
They
You
said
could-
it was like a fifth of the film is
yeah,
what I read.
a fifth, so it's like
I
about
don't
20
get it.
minutes. And that is ridiculous. 20 minutes? I mean, I guess it is a movie all about sex
Sex,
and
yeah.
stuff, so I guess it makes sense that it's going to be 20 minutes. I don't know.
I guess I'm assuming it'll be like split up. I don't know. I'm
Of
not
course,
gonna go
they're
watch
not
the
gonna
movie.
do
I
like
don't
20
care.
minutes of like straight sex.
Yeah.
I mean, the only reason why I'm thinking of watching it is just because A, I can review it on the show, but B, I'm kind of curious why there are like these big giant groups of people that really, really love this movie and the book. I mean, there must be something redeeming about it. I don't know.
I don't know. I think it's people are more interested in it because it's something that they A, haven't experienced, or B, it draws them in because it's something they don't experience or they don't know. I feel like that's the draw for people.
It's one of those things where it pushes the boundaries, and that's enough to get people interested sometimes, I
I
think.
guess that makes sense. And the last one on the casting corner is George Lucas isn't going to do sci-fi anymore. I mean, I feel like after you spend your entire life doing Star Wars, well, most of your life doing Star Wars, and then Star Wars gets bought by someone else, and you can't really do anything, you know, about the movie. I feel like, yeah, you should probably get out of sci-fi. Maybe make a Western, George Lucas. That sounds a good idea. I mean, Quentin Tarantino's making a Western, and it looks like it's going to be pretty good. I mean, it's obviously going to be, you know, Tarantino in all its glory, and it's going to have, you know, the people we come to expect in a Tarantino film, but he's trying something else, and I guess that's pretty interesting. Staying away from, you know, like, historical movies and all the like. Now that I think about it, he does a lot of period pieces.
He does.
Although, of course, Pulp Fiction and Kill Bill, I guess, aren't technically period pieces. But, I mean, whatever. So let's start with our first movie, which is Big Hero 6. So for anyone that hasn't seen Big Hero 6, it's pretty much a movie about a kid named Hiro who uses a big, giant, fluffy health robot in order to fight this man who stole his nanobot technology. Is that a fair description of the movie, or would you add anything, Liz?
I mean, I think that's a fairly good description of the movie.
Okay.
Really?
I just to start off, I thought the movie was pretty good. I loved it. I mean, I was kind of on the edge of my seat the entire time. I definitely understand why everyone liked the series and why they were so, intrigued by all its characters and everything. I mean, there were a couple things that kind of bugged me. Like, for instance, that blonde chick kept saying his name in a Japanese accent. She didn't say anything else in a Japanese accent, and no other character in the movie said Hiro's name, like, in a Japanese accent. But every time she was like, oh, we have to go and do something, and, Hiro. And it was just like, Why are you saying it with an accent? I'm confused.
She was the Hispanic character in that entire cast too.
She was supposed to be Hispanic?
She was Hispanic, yeah. The actress who voices her, and she does have
Oh,
like
okay.
qualities in her animation that are Hispanic,
Okay.
but
I found that kind
not
of
not
similar.
stereotypically Hispanic.
Yeah.
She's a specific type of Hispanic, but I mean, I personally enjoyed the fact that they did have her say it, but I do agree they should have made it unify.
Yeah. Like, if everyone said it with, like, an accent, I'd be okay with it. Also, I'm confused. So, the city that the movie takes place in is a mix between San Francisco and Tokyo.
Yes.
So, is it just a mix, and it's just this universe where this mix exists? Or did, like, America take over parts of Asia? Or did, like, Asia just take over parts of America? I don't know.
Well, if you read the comic books, that's explained.
Mm-hmm. Is it?
I haven't read the comics.
You read it?
I haven't read the comic
Mhm.
books, but I read some history on the comic books after watching the movie because I was interested in
Mhm.
this setting, and I can't quite remember what it is, but it has something to do with like an alternate universe where something happened in World War II.
Interesting. So usually what I like to ask people is like, where were they when they first saw the film? I know this is a fairly recent film, so you were probably probably either saw it at Lumina for the first time or you saw it like in theaters when it came out. So I was just curious, when was the first time you guys saw the movie?
Do you want to go first, Caleb?
I'll go first. I just recently saw it in Luna Theater just last week, so that was my first time watching.
And Liz?
I watched it over winter break
Ah.
with my family I think actually on Christmas.
How many times have you seen it now?
I've seen it only 2 times.
Okay, that's
Wish
that's not
I'd
too
seen it
bad.
more.
The first time I saw it was just last night because Liz texted me at 5 and was like,
I
you
thought I had
these are
emailed
the
them
two
to you.
movies that we should do. I mean, it doesn't matter because I didn't get back until about then anyway,
Oh.
so I would have had to have watched it Sunday night. I just wanted to give you a little bit of trouble.
Of course.
It's no fun if you don't give people trouble.
Yeah, that's true.
Also, something that is always fun to talk about is like what is like your review on the show? We give it like about a 1 to 10 scale. So don't worry about it in terms of like compared to other movies that we're going to talk about, like Book of Life. Just think about it just by itself. 1 to 10 rating of the movie,
I'm thinking.
and also why.
Yeah.
Why is always important.
Oh, wow.
I'm looking at
Silence.
Caleb.
All
I
right.
think he should answer.
I think I should. All right. Well, I guess I'll go first then. Wow. 1 to 10 rating for Big Hero 6. It's really tempting to go with the pun and say 6, but I think it deserves better than that. So I'd go with a 7.5.
You took my answer.
I did not know that was going to be your answer. Yeah, I'd go with a 7.5. I thought it was really solid. The story is cohesive. They get through what they need to get through, and they do it quick. I didn't feel like any part of the movie drags.
Yeah.
Hits all the climactic points. You feel the emotions.
I found the fact that you do kind of feel the emotions in that last scene kind of funny, because if you think about it after watching the film, I mean,
It's a robot.
it's a robot. It can be recreated. Like, you could literally have like him spend the rest of his life recreating Baymax,
Yeah.
and that still would be like a sweet, okay ending. I like what they went with. So like I said, and you also say 7.5.
I say 7.5. I have some different reasons. I liked the movie. I thought it was a good movie I think it shared enough qualities to be good for both adults and for kids. Like, for instance, I went with my 9-year-old sister who loved it. And then in addition, I liked the fact that it was tackling like the themes that we were talking about, how it made you feel emotions in a movie for kids, something that's not often done. And I really enjoyed that, especially like death and loss. Spoilers. And then my only reason for not putting it higher, honestly, is I feel like I would have liked a lot more about the other characters rather than just Hero and Baymax.
Yeah.
I wanted to know more about Honey Lemon and Go-Go, especially just as the other females, because they're different females than we've seen in a lot of other films.
Yeah, I did. I thought the supporting cast of characters in the movie was fantastic. Just because they each had something distinguishing about them,
Mhm.
which made them not just like the sidekicks, but that whole cast. So.
I definitely thought about it after watching both films,
Mhm.
and I kind of understand why you picked both films, because they both show women in a very, empowered role.
Mhm.
Like Book of Life, once we get to that, there were a lot of very interesting things in Book of Life, just with the main characters and just the females in general were just amazing. But yeah, I'd have to say I rated it just about a 0.5 higher with an 8. The only problem is when I had to rate it on Letterboxd, which is what I use for like my movie rating and just keeping track of all the movies I watch. I gave it a 5 out of 5, but that's only because with a 5 out of 5 rating, it's kind of hard to have any difference. Like for instance, I wouldn't give it a 3.5
Yeah.
because that's not the same as an 8.
Yeah.
I mean, it's not. It's a 7 in the actual scale, and you can't give it anything close. Like I wouldn't give it a 4 because I thought on a 1 to 5 scale it was genuinely a good movie.
Mhm.
So that's why in the show I like to use a 1 out of 10. Yeah, I said it was an 8 because I really did care. I mean, when you sit back and kind of think about the plot for a second, it's really, really, it's really, really stupid and silly. But of course, it's a kids movie, so it's supposed to be stupid and silly. And I liked it. It was good. It had a lot of good redeeming qualities. The voice acting was good. I really, really liked all the people that they picked.
Mhm.
I had a fun debate with my roommate while watching the film about our favorite not main characters, so kind of side characters. I said I liked Wasabi just because all his lines were kind of amazing and they just made me laugh. And also, I don't know why, but for a second I thought he was voiced by Childish Gambino, but then I looked it up and I'm like, nope, it's not.
Yeah.
And kind of at first you could kind of see where the mistake was made.
Mhm.
It'd be pretty great though.
That
Oh,
would.
yeah.
But I really liked the hand slicing and everything. My roommate on the other hand really, really liked Fred. Because, he was like, okay, for Halloween this year I want to be Fred. And I'm like, oh, Jesus
Wow.
Christ, you're the best. You're crazy sometimes. So we kind of had a debate, and I was almost going to have him call in to the show today and just debate it with me on air. But because our recording equipment isn't working and I still have to use my computer, it means I can't record phone calls. So I just gave up on it. Makes me sad. I like doing phone calls.
Mhm.
Last time I think I did a phone call, it was Kenneth and Carson.
Aw.
And that was funny. That was really, really funny. Trying to think time wise, it's 23. I always like to go to about 12:30, but I think I can go with a early commercial break, and then when we get back, we can talk about Book of Life and Real Deal. So, everyone, just enjoy a quick commercial break. Hey guys, and we are back. I hope everyone had a good break, liked everything we were listening to. We are now going to talk about the Book of Life for a bit. So, when did you guys first watch Book of Life? Was it in Lumina? When did they show it in Lumina? Was it last week?
Last week, yeah.
Yeah.
Lumina, that's when I saw it.
That's when you first saw it, Caleb, same thing?
Same time.
Yeah, I saw it last night once again. I watched both of the films last night. I loved it. Because they're both animations, it's not really like an apple and orange type of comparison. I almost like Book of Life more than I like Big Hero 6.
Mhm.
It kind of helps that I like them back to back.
Yeah.
So I can actually make the comparison. The animation style was kind of funny. It was kind of nagging me through half of the film why it felt so familiar. But then I remembered, and I don't know if you guys watched this, El Tigre on Nickelodeon.
Mhm.
Same director and animator
Really?
for both that.
Mhm.
And there were actually people from the TV show that were in the crowds in some of the scenes,
Wow.
and I found that kind of interesting.
Okay.
One of the concerns I had through most of the film, but of course that was kind of rectified at the end,
Mhm.
was the idea that obviously one of the guys is going to win, and we really, really want it to be Manolo,
Mhm.
because although both of them are good guys, kind of the character that we kind of root for throughout the movie is Manolo,
Mhm.
and So, you know, obviously he's going to get the girl in the end.
Yeah.
But the thing was, I kind of felt bad because, what was
Joaquin.
Yeah,
Joaquin.
Joaquin. There's nothing with Joaquin as a guy. Like, he was a nice guy. I mean, he was a little, he did have, you know, his flaws, but I feel like they weren't big enough.
But I feel
to be
like
like
Manolo
a-
also had flaws.
Yeah. I mean, they were both flawed, but I mean, with Manolo, they were kind of, you know, like cute flaws, where with Joaquin,
Arrogant.
he was arrogant and he was sexist. Where Manolo, it was just, you know, he was stubborn and I'm trying to think of another one, but yeah, stubborn's kind of the big one.
I mean, I think the point in making both of them good, quote unquote, good guys is the fact that, I mean, usually in the love triangle, you have the one that they completely demonize, and they're like,
Mhm.
this is the one you don't want to get it.
Yeah, and
The
I
girl,
was
but I
wondering how they were
mean-
going to rectify that.
I like the fact that
Yeah.
both of them were, because I mean, in real life, that's usually how it is. There's not like a guy who's like completely, absolutely horrible.
Yeah.
And what works really well with that too is when you get towards the end of the film, the climax, then you can, the fact that they're both quote unquote good guys means that you can root for both of them
Yeah.
in that final epic. Ridiculous fight.
I really liked also the romance between El Muerte and like the other
Oh, I
like the
loved
guy.
it.
That was just beautiful, and I kind of called this first 5 minutes of the film, but my roommate didn't see it. The tour guide
Yeah.
being
El Muerte.
El Muerte.
Yeah.
I mean, I feel like that was kind of obvious, not just in voice acting, because there was a little bit of a difference.
They were two different actors.
Were they?
Yeah, the tour guide was Christina Applegate, and then Kate, I can't remember her last name, is El Muerte.
Okay, well, at least, okay, if it wasn't voice actor, then it was at least, like, the fact that they looked the same.
They did
and
share
kinda
some
in the-
qualities.
in the face, a little bit. And the beard on the other guy, I can't remember his name, and even if I did, I don't even think I could be able to pronounce it. The beard was, like, a really big thing, and kind of the skinny face.
Yeah.
That was really interesting. I loved the songs. Like, I almost really, really wanted to get the album
songs.
for Book of Life because it was just amazing.
Yeah, I loved it how at times it was almost jukebox musical, like
Yeah.
just bringing in popular songs. That,
But of course, like, they were good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, it's sometimes when they do it, it's not okay. Like, for instance, with Gatsby, where they kind of did like older versions of new songs. I feel like some of them worked, some of them didn't.
Yeah.
Like, I feel like Crazy in Love, that worked. Some of the other ones, not so sure. But like here, I feel like all of them worked. Even the ones that were like funny, like when they had, what was his name, the comedian, Fluffy, Gabriel Iglesias.
Yes.
When he was singing, "You Got What I Need," that was
Oh my
funny.
gosh, yes.
I mean, like, you almost didn't want to be like, I hope he stops. I hope he stops singing. It's horrible. I mean, it was funny. I liked it.
Yeah.
Like, even the bad songs were amazing.
Mhm.
I don't know. I kind of wanted to see some of the other characters sing though.
I did.
liked hearing from Manila, but I kind of wanted to hear some of the other guys.
But I
Because-
think the fact that he sang more than anyone else
Mhm.
kind of set him apart.
Yeah,
and that's what did make him that main character we were rooting
I love the song with the bull. That was
The-
amazing.
for. The apologies.
Jonah, I'm sorry. That was amazing. Like, honestly, everyone was just like, "Oh my God, what's gonna happen? Is he gonna die?" Because obviously, if
It's this
in real life
big
you
bull.
serenaded a bull, you're probably screwed. Especially the size of this guy. This guy was huge for anyone that like hasn't seen it yet.
It was all the dead bulls.
All
Yeah.
the Deadpool's ever.
Combined, it was like 1,000 dead bulls. And I loved how like people kept dying and then like joining on the side. And I gotta say, you know how I said that Wasabi was my favorite like side character from
Please tell me it's the grandma.
because
Okay,
the
grandma.
grandma was
Oh my
definitely my favorite
gosh.
side character.
We were talking about that after the film.
And dear.
We love the fact that she's just like, they're like, did
She's
you
like-
die? And then she's like, cholesterol.
No, but like everything she said was funny. Like she didn't have any lines where I was just like, whatever, it was alright.
I was a beast.
All of them were great. Yeah, I looked it up after because I don't know if you guys use TV Tropes, but like I go on TV Tropes after all the films and go through both trivia and head scratchers, and under trivia it says that I guess
how she did it is she dressed as a man and like, you know, went into the ring. So that's how it kind of stipulated the whole everyone in the family is a bullfighter. And that's awesome.
I love it.
Like honestly, I would love to just see like, you know, a scene of just her fighting bulls.
Yes.
Because she'd be like, I'd like to see you try. I'd like to see, and then she just literally walks out of the way. Like, you missed. You stupid bull. You stupid bull.
She'll be knitting the entire
Hilarious.
time too.
Yeah, she'll be knitting as she
She
dodges
goes-
the bull.
She'd probably be riding the bull. She'd be like, she'd jump, land on the bull, and just cut its head off or something.
Yep.
But one of the other things that bothered me was the whole fact that some of the voice actors, they didn't even try an accent, like they went American on it. Like the father of Manolo sounded very American.
That was a Hispanic actor though.
Was it?
Yeah.
Huh, weird. I mean,
I'm
just
pretty
one of those
sure it
things that you
was.
talk about with your roommate who's not sure.
Yeah, I mean, the obvious one's Channing Tatum.
Yeah.
Oh my
But
gosh!
of course,
Because
he didn't
he
do
had
that
a
bad of a
Spanish
job, though.
accent when he was a
Yeah,
little
yeah, the
kid,
kid-
and then
the kids
suddenly
were-
Channing Tatum.
Although it wasn't that bad though, at least Channing Tatum I feel like tried a little bit.
Well, and I think the main reason for Channing Tatum being in that was because he fit the character.
He did.
That's what he had the
Yeah.
accent there.
I'll give him that.
You know, like Joaquin.
I can't think of any actor who could probably pull like that level of cocky, but also lovable at the same time. Because I feel like mostly with cocky people, you're just like, I hate this guy. I hate this guy so damn much. Just want to trip down some stairs, break a leg, and just not be able to be cocky anymore. But with Channing Tatum, like
You still liked him.
love him.
Yeah.
And I mean, he redeemed himself at the end. I feel like he did.
Yeah. I gotta say, what was the bad guy's name? Not the the guy who was attacking the town.
Oh.
He was hilarious.
Oh.
Like he was just hilarious. He was like, I want my everlasting life pig.
Shaka.
Yeah, Shakal was great. Like they literally just like spend the entire movie just being like, you know, oh, you know, Shakal, and you don't even see him until like the last 5 minutes, and he gets like his butt kicked.
When I watched that, all the little kids that came in, they're like, Shaka is coming. I was just like, why do we keep letting these kids watch the gates?
But also like all his relatives, I feel like were just amazing characters,
Mhm.
even though they were really, really small. Like they're side characters, and then they're just small characters. They all felt like they had, you know, a history and a life, and it was amazing.
Yeah.
I love the twins. Like they were
Oh my
fighting
gosh.
everyone, and they were just bitching the entire time.
They were talking.
They were
and
just
like,
like,
those are
"Did you
my
see my
boots.
boots?" It's like, you know, it might be the end of the world, but
But
damn those
those
boots!
boots.
You better give them back. Also, like the churros guys, like churros, and the
And
guy
then the
and the opera
plastic
guy.
churros.
I love the
Oh,
opera
the-
guy. He was just kicking ass while singing. He was like, and even
I thought you were gonna sing opera there.
no, I don't. I
Caleb,
can't
why don't you
sing.
try?
I've let people on the show know many a times I can't sing, so I try and avoid singing like the plague. Also, I think Zoe Saldana's character was amazing.
Oh yeah, she did.
Like she was
fantastic
definitely
at it.
like my top main character. Like she was just like, you know, her use with a sword. I liked how she kept picking up abilities.
Oh,
Like
yeah,
this is
also learned
supposed to,
Kung Fu.
yeah, this is supposed to be like a finishing school. I guess is the most like American or like
Well,
you know,
she-
British way to say it.
Yeah.
It's kind of like a finishing school, pretty much.
I mean, she got sent to a convent.
Yeah. So I'm kind of curious, why are they teaching you kung fu in a convent?
I mean, those nuns have to take care of themselves.
Good point. I mean, I have like a great aunt who's a nun, and she's just the most badass person ever.
Mhm.
But I'm pretty sure she doesn't know kung fu.
Yeah.
That you know.
That actually wouldn't surprise me. Although I don't know how good her kung fu is, considering she smokes like a chimney. She's 90 and smokes like a chimney. I don't understand it. Like I honestly I don't know how, but I'm pretty sure my aunt is going to live forever. She's 90, smokes like a chimney, drinks even worse, and she just survives. Like she's still going. Same thing with my grandpa. I'm pretty sure my grandpa, who he's actually pretty healthy, but like most people around his age, and you know he's about 86. Most people are just done with life. That man has a girlfriend. He goes out. He dates. He plays golf. He tries to do stuff. I feel like both of them are just gonna live forever. I'm trying to think. We did one in first. We didn't do a rating though, so let's finish up, I guess, with a rating.
Okay.
Rating, 1 out of 10.
Why are you
First
putting me
last time.
first? I'd say an 8 or an 8.5.
Hmm.
I liked it better than Big Hero 6 as
Yeah.
well. I really enjoyed it. Thought the story was a little more complex. And I liked the fact that they intercut it with like these modern day kids hearing the story, like having actual reactions kids would have, like,
Yeah.
why are these people dying?
Yeah, that was pretty fantastic.
I love the kids.
Oh my gosh, they were adorable.
You know they all had names, right?
Yes, they did. I loved
That is
it.
ridiculous. Like, you literally were just there to, like, pull the story, further.
They all had
And you all had names.
they all had names and they all had like distinct characters.
That was
I
crazy.
loved it.
Yeah,
I'm
I'd-
sorry, Caleb.
no,
Interrupt.
I'd give it an 8.5. For a lot of it before that reason, the fact that I feel like every character in that movie, there was something distinct that made them separate than all the other characters. Even the random side characters, like the kids that run in just to say that the town's being attacked.
Your caller's
Each
coming,
separate-
your caller's coming.
And that's all they do, but yet they're recognizable characters.
Yeah,
It's fantastic.
although what was kind of weird is it seemed like it was the same kids, both past and present. Like, just think about it for a second.
I think they were like implied to be like the son and
Yeah,
sons.
but I find
of,
it funny,
these
like, they
people.
didn't change anything.
Yeah.
Like, they used the same character model
Yep.
for both, and that just made me laugh. I
Oh.
would have to agree with you guys. I go with 8.5 too.
Yeah.
Same reasons. The characters were great. I really was invested in the story. My roommate, who had to get up at 8 because he wanted to go to the gym, almost didn't want to go to sleep because he was watching this.
This movie's
He was
so
just
good.
like, I watch it. I look over about 10 minutes after he said he was going to go to sleep, and he was just sitting there like. Finally, because I'm pretty sure my roommate could literally fall asleep anywhere, he eventually fell asleep. So he didn't get to the end. He's probably going to be like, okay, Brian, can you just set up for me so I can finish it? I'm like, yeah, sure, go for it.
I just wish the movie had been nominated for an Oscar.
Yeah,
Don't know how
me
the
too.
Box Trolls got nominated over it, but shots back.
I mean, the only thing about Oscar films is sometimes there are like new films that kind of sneak into the cracks. But I
Yeah.
feel like most years the Oscars nominate movies from the year before.
They do.
They
A lot.
they mostly do. So I feel like I can understand why some of the great films that came out in January and then the last couple weeks in February. Because I mean, it's kind of weird to think, but we're only like in the second week of February.
Yeah.
So I mean, I kind of understand like they didn't nominate any of the films that came out like in the last month or so. But yeah, at the same time, I would definitely have given that movie an Oscar. I don't know if I'd give it for music. I mean, like I said, the music was great and it
Yeah.
added to it a lot. But I wouldn't give it an Oscar for it. I mean,
No.
it was funny, but it wasn't like something I'd give an Oscar to. But yeah, I'd say story.
And
Story
Maria.
and animation, I think I'd give it to.
I think the
Um,
female character was amazing.
She was. Like, seriously, she just came in, like, at the best moments.
She was just like,
She was
no,
just like,
that's
I'm not
what
having
I'm
any
doing.
of this.
I loved it.
It's like, oh, so you want me to cook and clean? Oh, yeah, that sounds great. You want me
No.
to make you a sandwich? Oh, that'd be awesome. Maybe give you a bubble bath. It's like, oh, yeah, that sounds great. Because let's face it, although no guy would like to admit it,
That's what they want.
if any girl was to ask whether or not they were serious or not, you ask a guy if he wants food, he will always say yes.
Yeah.
That's not even a sexist thing. That is just, if you ask a guy, doesn't matter who's asking, someone says, hey, you want food? Always
Yes.
gonna say yes, without a doubt.
It may be like, oh, I just ate, but eventually they'll say yes.
Yes. And I always found that funny, and just her reaction was just priceless.
Yup.
She was just like, no, I'm getting up, and walks off.
And then she goes and hangs out with a pig because she needs civilized company.
Yeah.
Which was fantastic.
Oh my gosh, I loved it.
So we got about 7 minutes, so I just want to do some quick questions about Real 2.
Woo!
Because that's why you guys came here. I mean, it wasn't to talk about animated movies. It was about to let people know about Real 2
Yeah.
and get them to come. So for anyone that doesn't know, because every time I say Real 2 without, like the
Explaining.
entire title, everyone always asks, what is Real 2?
Well, Real Teal is UNCW's only completely student-run film festival.
Shots fired.
I mean,
True,
it's
though.
true.
True statement.
It's true. We don't have faculty have any hand in it. And I mean, it's an international film festival, so we have selections from around the world in addition to local films here to Wilmington.
It's entirely put on by members of the Film Society. This is its 9th annual year. And it's going strong.
Yeah.
When is Real Deal? I'm sure, like I've said it during every show, and there's a poster in the booth that, you know, gives us all the information. I put it there. But for those that don't know and are just listening to the show today, when is Real Deal?
Phil.
Alright, well, I'll take this one then, I guess. Real Deal is this Friday the 13th in Lumina Theater. And it starts at 7 o'clock with the first block, and then there's a second block that starts at 9:30. In between the blocks, there's also a filmmakers lounge in the Clock Tower Lounge, all in the Fisher Student Center on campus.
Yep.
So for those that don't know, UNCW right now this entire week, including the weekend, is our homecoming week.
Mhm.
And the theme is Our City of Teal, or City of Teal. Is Real Teal part of City of Teal?
I'm gonna let Caleb answer that as part of ACE.
Okay, yeah. Yes, Real Teal is definitely a part of City of Teal. It's one of this week's homecoming events. It's actually going to be co-sponsored by Ace Films. And so if you are a part of a student organization that's competing to become the best student org in the homecoming competition, if you come to Real Teal, you will get a point for that.
Yeah. I know I'm also part of a lot of organizations on campus. And what is it? Teal TV is having at least one of us come to every event. I've been trying to push for every member of Teal TV to come.
Well, Teal TV is going to be covering part of Real Teal.
Are they?
Yes, they
Really?
are. Yeah.
Can you
that's-
please explain that?
Nicole emailed me and said that they're sending someone to come and cover part of Real Teal.
That's awesome. Hopefully not in the theater because we don't need people.
Oh, no, not in the theater. Outside, probably during the break.
Oops. Thing. Turned off. So, what do you guys do for Real Deal? Like, what is like your position when it comes to the festival?
We're pointing at each other right
Yeah,
now,
we're
trying to
pointing
figure
at
out
each
who's
other.
going
I
to
think
do it.
Liz can go first on this one.
Caleb can go first on this one.
Okay, just one of you guys go first because everyone knows I'm just a random committee member.
All right, well, I guess as far as what I do this year, I've sort of served an advisor role as a previous co-chair of Real Deal Film Festival last year. Sort of helped advise Kenneth and Carson when necessary and helped along with some things, maybe not as much as I wish I could have, but I will also be running tech on the day of to make sure the festival goes flawlessly.
And usually how it goes is whoever was the chair or chairs of Real Deal usually end up becoming president of
Not-
film.
not
Is that not a
generally.
president? Oh, so that's just
No.
this year.
Yeah,
I was
that's
kind of curious about that.
this year. A lot of times.
You know, you can tell Joey can come in.
Yeah, Joe can walk in.
Hey Joey, we're just talking
Joey's
about Real
joining
Deal.
me.
So if you want to say something, just pick a mic and say something.
That's good. How do we call it?
You can't really call in this week because the soundboard's not back to its best, but you can call me.
This is really weird. I'm hearing you from the office.
Yeah, kind of funny. You can call me at 240-263-7596, or also, I know Facebook lets you do calls.
Okay.
I've accepted a couple of those from Kenneth and Carson during my show. But yeah, you can pretty much get in contact with me anyway. You can also text me, tweet at me, Facebook me, and I also read those while on the show. So you can pretty much contact me any way you want, and I will talk about it on the show.
Yeah, Joey's here, and he's the assistant to the co-chairs.
Yep.
And he's pretty fantastic. He's
Yeah.
awesome.
You guys were making buttons for the festival, right? How'd
Yes.
that go?
I just sent the email with the designs attached to Kate. So
Nice.
once I finish emailing, we'll do that.
Oh, good.
Hey, sounds good.
I mean, I would totally help you out from 1 to 2, but I got lunch.
Yeah.
I don't eat during this period of time because if I was trying to eat while also talking, it just.
That could be bad.
No, we don't want you to choke.
So we only got a couple more questions. How much work would you say was put into
Real Teal.
Real Teal?
Real Till 2015.
Hashtag.
Yeah. How much was put into? How much work was put into Real Teal? Like, how many hours would you say of work
Oh
has been put in?
gosh. I know Kenneth and Carson have pulled so many all-nighters, so I would estimate into the hundreds somewhere.
So pretty much, the chairs of the festival have put in 24/7, and then
And I'd say a lot of the
Yeah.
committee and Joey and Liz
like
have
we
also
had
put
to
in a lot
watch
of work.
what was it, 2,238 films.
Yeah.
And we got that down to 28. So if that says anything, that means that we put the best of best. I might not be able to ask this, but what is your favorite film that got in?
That got asked on the radio earlier today.
Yeah,
You can ask.
Kenneth and Carson answered it, but
What's your favorite
I'll
Obviously,
go
I
first.
know what Kenneth and Carson is. Either
Oh my
Thunder Cluck or the El Muppet
It was
Song.
El Muppet
Among the
Song.
songs with
Oh
the
gosh.
two brothers.
My favorite has to be Life is Beautiful, which is a fantastic animation. It's just beautiful. It's about this guy who like walks around and no one really notices him and just going through a day in his life, and I thought it was fantastic and very creative.
What did you say?
My favorite film did not get into the festival, so I'm a little bitter over that. Aside-
Question. Favorite film that got in? Let's not have a
yeah,
fight
let's-
on the
let's
radio.
No fighting, but oh, electrical fire going up on the window.
Joey, we already have a poster in the booth. We don't need more. But
It's
you know what?
okay. It's okay.
It's, like,
It's okay.
it's real posters everywhere.
Caleb's favorite was an ice cream song that sang.
No, we can't reveal films that didn't get into
It was
the
beautiful.
festival. Conflicts of interest. But films that got in, I mean, I love them all. So
Yeah.
it'd be great.
I liked them too. I'm trying to think because it's been a while since I've watched all of them. Surprisingly, I liked a lot of the documentaries. They were good. Like Toy Boy.
Toy Boy.
Toy Boy was great. It was kind of funny. I was talking with Kelsey while walking back from a Real Deal meeting, and she was like, "Oh yeah, I really like Boy Toy." And I'm like, "That's not the same thing, Kelsey. A boy toy is pretty much one of the most demeaning things you can ever call a man ever."
To be fair, there aren't that many of those. There are a lot more for females.
Good point, but it's still one of those things.
Continue asking your questions.
And another one is, why should people go see Real Deal? I mean, from people who, are part of the committee, we spent a lot of time.
Mhm.
Why else should people go and see Real Deal? Like, what is going to be so great about this festival?
There's food between the two blocks.
That's
For the
wrong.
guys out there.
It's free. Absolutely free. You get to see a bunch of different films. I think Ashley LeBeau mentioned this morning on the radio. If you have the attention span of a flea, they're all short films too.
Yeah.
So,
So
come in
they're,
and see a
they're
wide
short, they're
variety.
free. You are getting 28 films for the price of 0.
And you can also pick and choose which blocks you want to stay for as well, because the first block, starting at 7, has animation, music video, I want to say?
Music is in narrative.
No, narratives in the second block.
Like I am wrong.
It's music videos. Music videos. I know the second block. Wait, second block is documentaries. Vocals is in there, and I want to say, no, that is music video in the second block. The first block has animation. No, wait, it's narrative. Animation, music video, and no, documentaries. First block. Wow. Okay. Wait, now I
All right,
remember.
here we go. Here's the lineup.
Here's the lineup.
Here's the
First
lineup.
block, starting at 7 o'clock, starts with animation, then goes to documentary, and then it goes to music video. The second block starts off with narratives, and then goes to experimentals, and it ends with local films.
Yeah.
So you totally screwed up my last question, which is what genres are going to be in Real Deal.
Oh, I'm
Now
sorry.
Now they know.
It's fine. We're already 2 minutes over anyway, but we started 4 minutes, so that's
Yeah,
alright.
so it's okay.
And no
That's
one's
all right.
after me, so I can do whatever I want.
There you go. You can stay on all day.
I could stay on all day. Actually, no, because my good friend Emma has a show at, it's either 7 or 8. I think, I can't remember. I don't have the schedule pulled up. I probably should have it pulled up. But Emma, who's the president of Hawkstream, has a great show on today. You guys should all come out. I will definitely be there. I don't know about you guys. But
I'll be there, and I'll be dressed up pretty, which
Yeah.
I never do,
Oh,
so that's
also,
pretty
just
great.
to let you guys know, in case you've heard from other committee members that they're going to come, dressed up to the nines and stuff. Unless you're a committee member, you don't have to dress up. If you want to, go for it. We have a teal carpet. We might have a repeating background. We're not sure.
We are getting
We
it
are.
today.
We got it.
Yep.
Yes.
Yes.
So you'll be able to take
I
pictures.
swear to God, that was gonna be the one thing that was gonna be make it or break it for this festival.
Now it's there.
Background. So we got repeating background. We got teal carpet. We got the best MCs for the festival, Riley and Tyler. They're gonna be at it. There's gonna be some love. There's gonna be some hate.
I don't know if there's gonna be any singing or any sword fighting, but we know they can do both. So
Yep.
there might be sword fighting and singing. There might even be both at the same time. Riley's gonna kill me later. Once one of you guys tells me that I said this on air.
I will.
Great.
You're welcome.
Um,
You're welcome.
You'll just have to add a new number to their
Yeah, that's
to your
fine.
team.
But yeah, it's gonna be great. I'm gonna be there dressed to the nines. And I'm gonna be taking pictures. I have a camera and I've wanted an excuse this entire year to take more pictures. So I will definitely be taking pictures at the festival. You'll see me there. And you know, if you wanna come up, say hi, ask me any questions about my show, I'd love to. But this is not for Hawkstream. This is for Ace, Flecker, Real Teal, and who else? I guess we're also hearing from Teal TV. I guess they're gonna be covering it. So just make sure to come out, have some fun. It's free, so you're not spending any money, but we'd love your support just the same. So this is Brian signing off. I'd love having you guys on, and hopefully I can have you guys on again.
Thank you.
Thank you.
And we're off. So I'm just gonna go get food. What are you guys up to?
Food.
Office hours. Getting.
You're gonna get
books.
food first, Caleb.
Okay.
No, you're getting food first.
Yeah, I'm actually going.
Yeah.
I'm hungry too. So I don't know if you guys are going to be eating during your office hours or just.
Yeah, I have work at
Okay.
1, so I was supposed to already be there, but I'm gonna.
Sorry.
No, it's fine. It's fine. I can always
Done.
explain. I'm sure no one's coming to get their headshot taken today. Let's just be real.